welcome back to Shayna's Sweets and Savory Treats. I'm Shayna.
And I'm Andrew.
And today we have a very special recipe, and they are called Conchas, which means shells in English, and they're a Mexican dessert, and it's basically like a sweet bread. It's so good, so we're really excited to make it. This is our first time making it at home.
Yes, we've never made it.
So we think we found a good recipe. So, as you can see, there was like that little topping on it, that sugary topping. So that's what we need to make first because we don't have yeast.
Right, so a lot of people are running out of yeast right now during quarantine, and so we're going to try to use a yeast substitute with lemon and baking soda. So we'll do that later.
And the reason why we're working on this first right now is because when we're using the substitute that we are using, you have to kind of work quickly and it doesn't rise. But if you do have yeast, then you could do this once it's rising for 2 hours.
Right.
So, we're going to get started. So, you want to tell them what we have?
So we put some Crisco, 50 grams of Crisco, which is vegetable shortening in the bowl.
We have some cocoa powder. I haven't measured it out, but we're going to add that later at the end.
To make some chocolate ones. And then we have flour and confectioner's sugar.
So, I'll also I'll leave in the description a list of the exact amounts. So first what we need to do is we need to kind of soften this.
So
Okay, so we've softened it out. Let's show you all what it looks like. Just so it kind of comes together in a cohesive mass thing. So now we need to add in the confectioner's sugar. Hi, so Andrew is mixing in the confectioner's sugar right now. And right now I'm going to go through the ingredients for the actual dough of this. So this is a topping. In here right now I have the dry ingredients of the dough. So in my bowl I have sugar, all-purpose flour, salt, and if you were using yeast, you would put the yeast in here. Since we're not using yeast and we're using the lemon and baking soda substitute, then we're going to add it at the end with the wet ingredients. So that's what I have in here, just so you all know right now.
This looks like more vegetable shortening now. That's a little less liquidy.
And now we're adding in our flour.
Shayna is mixing the vegetable shortening and the ingredients together.
And I started using my hands so that it would kind of go into a ball.
Because it's kind of supposed to look almost like a dough when you're done. And the fun thing about vegetable shortening is it's made from only short vegetables.
So here's what it looks like, a nice dough. Andrew's tasting it.
It tastes good.
It does it?
It definitely tastes like some short
some
vegetables. And I think
now we're going to split it in half because we want to make a chocolate and a regular. So we'll have this one. You can just add a little bit of cinnamon. And then the one that's going to be chocolate, we're going to add some cocoa powder.
with also a little cinnamon in that one too.
Give it a mix.
So these conchas are very popular in a lot of Mexican bakeries, and so we've gone to them in El Paso, and they're always so good.
I'm going to show you all what the plain one looks like. Just kind of speckled with cinnamon. Doesn't have to be crazy. Andrew's going to show you his chocolate. Yummy. You can add, it's really based on your preference and your liking. If you want super chocolatey, go and add it. But okay, so now that we have it all combined, we're just going to put it in the fridge just to stay kind of cool. We have our topping in the fridge, and now we're going to mix together the dry ingredients, which I already told you what was in here. But the other stuff we have is warm milk, butter, which is softened,
Vanilla extract, an egg, and then for our yeast, we're using lemon juice and baking soda.
Soda. If you have the yeast would be in here. We have a dough hook. This just makes life a lot easier. This is just dry ingredients in here right now. I'm just going to literally give this like a little swoosh just so all the ingredients kind of get combined. It just got mixed together. So now we need to add in the butter. We're going to add it in little bits. Do you want to show them how much you're adding it in by? Just a little bit. And just mix it together till it comes combined. Okay, so our dough has just been mixing together with the butter. Now we need to add in the egg and the vanilla.
Really not a lot of vanilla extract.
2.5 milliliters if you want to measure that.
And turn it on.
So now what you just need to do is let this mix until it all comes together into somewhat of a cohesive ball, and then we're going to add in our warm milk. Okay, so we're gonna add in the warm milk slowly while our mixer's on. And you really need to let it mix together till it comes all in like one nice, not super sludgy, gross ball. So we're gonna mix that.
We've mixed the dough for a while, and
I'll
now
show you
it's
what it looks like.
that's good, isn't it?
Sticky, but that's okay.
It's supposed to be sticky.
It's not really sticking to my hands that much, which that's good.
You have to add a little more flour as you're mixing it.
That's what we did. Also, we'd like to give thanks to the owner of this recipe, the creator of it.
Mexico in my kitchen. And so we're changing the yeast for the baking soda and lemon. So I've added, it's the same amount of the yeast. So I put in 5/8 of baking soda. And I'm going to put in 5/8 of lemon juice. And then we're going to combine that. So it should be a chemical reaction because we're taking an acid and a base. The base is the baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, and lemon, which has citric acid. We're combining them in that reaction produces the carbon dioxide that we want. You can see it fizzing up already.
Also, our oven is preheated to 325 degrees.
So there you go. So we're gonna mix that up. It should be kind of a liquid now.
We're gonna add it
really
into the
fizzing,
dough.
and we're gonna add it and then put it in the oven real quick. Oh, it smells like lemon.
And we added also a little bit more vanilla just to compensate for this lemon flavor.
Because it will taste a little lemony. Okay, it should be good.
All right.
So we have to put it in the oven. We're not letting it rise because we have to let this reaction go on in the oven and not just when it's sitting there.
So now we're gonna get our
Pan.
Alright, so we have prepared baking sheet that's been buttered. We have our dough and our toppings. So
Shannon's gonna be the dough boy, and I'm gonna be the topping girl.
I'm just gonna take like a pinch of dough, probably more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna roll it into a little ball, flatten it out. These are the ones that we're making are kind of small. That's fine. Andrew's gonna do the topping. He's gonna score it. So I'm just making these balls. I'm just flattening them out. So he's kind of scoring them.
But really just not scoring the dough as much. It's more the topping. So we've just finished putting them in the pan.
I'm going to show you all what they look like.
Scoring the last topping.
Ours made 7. I tasted some of the dough, and the dough tastes delicious.
20 minutes. Or until the bottom is golden brown. So we'll cook it for a little less, probably.
And we'll show you what they look like when they come out. Hi, so we just took them out of the oven. They were in for 20 minutes, and then we left them in with the oven off for 2 minutes just to finish.
It didn't rise as much as we would have liked, but they still rose a decent amount.
So, I mean, they didn't rise that much, but they're still going to be delicious.
Not too sweet. It's kind of like sweet bread.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
I like that.
And you can't even really taste the lemon in it. It just tastes like you didn't put any in at all, which is awesome.
All right, we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.